Okay, so my thinking to this is a lot of us have to go back into our little cocoons for the pandemic, and it's bringing on not a new stress, but a huge stress. And I wanted to bring about some kind of help, and I didn't know how I was going to go about that. So what I decided to do is assemble women, some of the top women experts that I could find in various fields that would help get us through this next month into the holidays with, you know, the pandemic on our heads, with some people have job loss, some people have family members that are ill. There's so much going on, and I'm pulling from the strength of women to help us get through this. And so I've got just some enormous news about what's going to happen over the next, 35 days. I am going to put aside my makeup brushes, so this will be sort of, unless I feel like the need to come on here and do my makeup for some reason, but I'm shifting my focus as this is a beauty lifestyle channel, and we're going to move to the lifestyle part of things because our lives are kind of turned upside down again, and we need some refuge, we need some advice, we need some help. And I asked, and boy did I get answered. I have just this phenomenal lineup of women that, I'm going to start crying just thinking about them. They have come to the table. They're going to be meeting with me every single day, different women from different backgrounds and different expertise and different fields. And I'm going to give you kind of an idea who's coming and their expertise and why I think this is going to be so important to tune into for this next month, because we're talking about the wisdom, the mothers, the grandmothers who are going to give us hope, give us strength, alternatives, information that we are going to need to talk to our children about, to talk to our grandchildren about, our sisters about. And these are videos you guys are going to want to share, and definitely you're going to want to subscribe to this, because this is bringing the Mother Earth wisdom to a whole nother level. Okay, I'm going to start putting on my makeup and talking at the same time. I'm putting on under my eyes, just so you guys know, is the Becca under eye. This is the anti-fatigue under eye primer, which some of you who've watched my videos know that I use, and this blurs underneath my eyes because we all know I've got some mean old under eye circles, and I recently found out that I've got fatty liver disease. I was put on a ton of medications over the last 4 years that did some damage to my liver. I'm on a really clean diet, so I'm doing absolutely everything I can, working with my naturopath, working with my doctors, but it has made me terribly insulin resistant, and I am, working my way through it. If any of you have experienced like some serious fatigue and you're not sure why you can't lose weight, get your blood checked, get your liver checked. I had to push my way to get my doctor to do a liver ultrasound, and he found fatty liver disease. And some of you may know or may not know, I have several issues. I also have severe back issues, and I've been gone for a few days. I've had to get a procedure done. They're going to be doing nerve blocks in my back to try to calm the pain down, because it's pretty extreme. And so I had a test done yesterday, or day before yesterday, to see if it worked. And so they put needles in your back and sort of freeze that area, I guess, in a way, and see if it relieves the pain. And if it relieves the pain, then they proceed on to do nerve blocks. And if you know anybody with back pain, you know, maybe this is something that could help them. I'm not sure. But the nerve blocks will, in theory, you know, block the pain, because between my facet joints are really bad. But neither here nor there. I'm just going to put on my Smashbox Original Photo Finish primer before the makeup. And what I was putting on while I was talking was the Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer from Clinique, which is a color corrector for underneath my eyes. Alright, I'm going to be moving on to the Smashbox. This is a 2-stick. This has got a foundation on this side and a contour color on this side. I probably am just going to worry about the contour today, so I'll just go ahead and start contouring while I'm talking, okay? So, yeah, so the nerve blocks, and because I have fibromyalgia, just another one of the things that I've been so bestowed with. If any of you have fibromyalgia out there, and have had needles, they know it is not like when before I had fibromyalgia and had needles. Now the doctor's touching me is like, does this hurt? Does this hurt? Does this hurt? And like, like everything hurts. You're just in full body pain. But putting needles into my back, into my spine, in between the joints, and fiddling around in there right where the nerve endings are at their max was so excruciating. He was really, you know, kind of resisting me doing this procedure, just because the procedure itself was so painful for me. A lot of people don't have that much difficulty with it, but for me, yeah, it was, I was jumping right off the table. I was bawling my eyes out. But the relief I got when it was over, after it was frozen, was so unbelievable. I could, you know, sit. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just contouring the sides of my nose, a little bit of the cheekbone, my forehead a little bit, and I'm chiseling out my jaw just a bit. If you're wondering what the heck, and I know this looks crazy madness right now, but it will all blend in, as they say, as the YouTuber side. So anyway, it was about 6 needles into my spine. I gotta grab some brush. I'm so disorganized. Okay, sorry about that. I'm just gonna just lightly blend this in a little bit before I start putting on my foundation. So yeah, they really gave me a little bit of torture, but when I felt the difference, I'm like, so the doctor called me yesterday, and he was scared. He was scared I was going to say I wanted to proceed because of what we went through just getting this done, because this is to get the nerve ablation. It's a lot more intense and longer. And I just said, can you just knock me out? What can you do? Can you just knock me out? And he's like, we can't knock you out, but maybe what we can do is numb you, but that's needles as well. And I'm just saying, well, it's when they get really into near the nerve area that I start going, you know, really bonkers, because you can feel it hitting your nerve. And yes, the needle itself was excruciating, but hitting those nerves was unbelievable. So he is going to go ahead with things. So that'll be probably around January. But here's the rub. They can only do one side of your back at one time. So it's not like just get it over with one time and it's over. It is so not over. I have to go back about a couple months later and get the other side done. And then it technically grows back. Like you might get maybe a year of relief, maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years. It just depends on your body and what it does. And you know, there's no guarantees in life, and it's a little risky because they are playing around your spinal cord area, and anything goes wrong, they hit the wrong thing, and you know, you're not allowed to drive home because your legs can go numb from it. So it's a little wacky. If any of you guys know of anybody who's had this done, you know, comment below, let me know if any of you are going through back pain. I mean, it's pretty brutal, you guys, but boy, does it ever help. I'm just putting on my my Jouer Essential Liquid Foundation in color Latte, and I'm just going to be using this synthetic brush from Morphe, and I like it because it's kind of a dense brush and it works really well. Okay, so that's enough about me. I want to move on to what's coming up. It was just, it's eating me alive. I've got kids, that grown kids are in university, and I feel helpless, you know, with this pandemic. I feel like, you know, I'm trying to do distracting things like getting you to do makeup with me and talking about makeup. But now that we're going under lockdown again, and, you know, my kids are, Mom, what's going to happen to the world and things like that. You know, I'm feeling like I need answers. I'm feeling like I need help. And I, you know, went to some of the ladies on Facebook that are professionals, that are in specialties, that are knowledgeable, that have wisdom, and asked for them to come on and Zoom with me so we could talk about them as people, because I feel just seeing these women and their strength and their wisdom is going to give us all courage. As well, they have specialties in different areas that have to do with our lives. And just to give you an idea, like, of the types of guests that will be coming through, and why you have to I mean, not subscribing for me. I want you guys to see them, to hear them, because I want you to feel strength, and their strength in numbers, and their strength with women. Women have the ability to heal this world, and we can do that through our energy, through our spirit, through our fortitude, through our ideas, through our togetherness. And we're going to do this, you guys. We have to. We have to be the strength. We have to lead the way. And especially mature women who have been on this earth for a while, you know, everyone's looking to us for comfort. And I think these women can help give you a little more of that. So back to who's coming through. I'm starting out, first off, we're going to be talking with a counselor and hypnotherapist who is also very knowledgeable on addictions, because I know during this time that can be running rampant, and I'm worried about people and their health and what's going to happen to them. And so we're starting off with that. Then we're gonna move through the week. We're gonna talk about various areas of personal care, and also many of us women work in the beauty industry, and talking about what's going to happen to our careers. We have master estheticians, spa coaches. I've also got grabbed my concealer. It is in Wheat from Jouer. It's a full coverage concealer for my dark under eyes. So I'm just going to keep talking and working through this makeup, guys. I was saying we've got skin experts, because many people are getting maskne. Am I saying that right? My daughter showed me a picture of her skin, and she works at Starbucks, and it is raw. I have never seen her face look like that before. It is just raw. She has to wear that mask constantly. And the stress alone, what stress does to our skin, I know some of you might be doing breakouts, you might find you're super dehydrated, all kinds of stuff's happening. So we're going to be talking about our skin. I have an incredible lady coming on this week. There's 30 ladies, guys. So this is just this next week what's coming up. She has her own Pilates, yoga studio, dance studio, and it is insane. You can only imagine what's happening to her business, but she through her own wisdom and strength, has pivoted and found ways, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. She is just an inspiration. As well, this isn't nice to talk about, but our relationships are going through strain. A lot of us are having a difficult time being all cooped up together, or just stress over money or whatever. And some of us have taken had to take the steps to initiate divorce even. And I have a lady coming on who's going to navigate people through that, which is just amazing. I have a life strategies coach coming on, as well as a personal coach. There's just so many incredible people coming on here. Some of these women are best-selling authors. They've been on TED Talks. It's just insane. I feel lucky. I feel like, there's no way that me and my little channel deserve them. However, it's not about me, it's about you guys, and it's about trying to find ways to get you okay and settled. So I'm just going to keep talking and keep telling you what's coming. Everything from our sex life is affected. I have an expert coming out on that. I've got talking about different spa technologies, different ways we can take care of ourselves through this, some self-care that way. I've got this amazing lady coming on who has a story about what she did during the pandemic. She's a real estate agent, and she launched this charity for the pandemic that it took off to no end. And she was able to assemble thousands of people to help during this time. Her story is incredible. We also are worried about money. I have a wealth transformation expert coming on the following week. A lady who calls herself the Great Life Guru, who I can't wait to talk to. We still have issues going on with our basic things like our teeth. I've got a lady coming on. She calls herself the Happy Hygienist, and she's going to talk about a holistic approach to dentistry and trying to get through that, especially now when we're full of fear already and everybody's scared to go to the dentist. So she is just an amazing, warm spirit, and I can't wait to meet these ladies. We have a tarot reader coming on, but not your ordinary average tarot reader. This lady has her own YouTube channel, and I listen to her every time she does a reading now. She's just so calming, and she just brings in this Mother Earth spirit to things that will blow your mind. We have best-selling authors coming in. One lady, her name is Marilyn Wilson. She is the author of The Wisdom of Listening, and she has so much to say, I'm sure, about how to get through this, just in her knowledge and her wisdom, and her books are amazing. Chef, other makeup artists. We have a trauma-informed yoga teacher coming on. Diet, menopause. We have a lady who runs a menopause group with 30,000 people in it. She's going to navigate us through menopause and all of the stress. So many more. We have an astrologer coming through. We have got specialty photographers, glamour studio photographers, how they do transformations, how they've uplifted people's spirit. Physiotherapists for active older adults. You guys, the list goes on. I can't even tell you. So that's what we're doing the next 30 days. It's going to be every day. You're going to be getting a new video from a new person with a different perspective on how they're dealing with their lives, where they're drawing their strength, where they're coming from, and how they're pivoting and how they're dealing with the situation. And they're here to help you. And so I hope you guys tune in. I hope you take the time to hit subscribe, but you have to hit the all button. Otherwise, you'll only get some videos. You're going to need to tune in every day to see if there's somebody there that could change your whole perspective, your whole life, and help you through this time. So that is my explanation, and I'm hoping that's where I've been this last week, you guys, is talking to these women, booking in these women, arranging for them, trying to get them all in, and they're all anxious to help all of us, which I just think is amazing for them to take their time. They're not getting paid for this. They're coming in to help us with all of these strategies, and we need all the advice and help we can get right now. Okay, so where we're at, I guess I've just powdered without paying attention. I powdered. I'm just making sure my eyelids are covered. All right, I'm going to get my eyebrows a little sorted out here. I'm just going to brush them up. I've got my Anastasia Brow Wiz. You guys, I haven't even tweezed my eyebrows all week long, so they're probably a little bit of a hot mess right now. I'm just going to try to get a bit centered. So I'm just going to draw my eyebrows on by sketching where I want my eyebrows to go straight across. Turn that up a little bit. I have been playing with some different eyebrow pencils, but I just don't feel that confident with them right at this moment, so I think I'd rather just stick with this, what I know. So we're going to be doing kind of a Baroque smoky look today with a new palette I got from Colourpop in the mail yesterday that I'm dying to try, and we'll see how it looks. But I think it'll be a really pretty fall neutral without having to rely on brown. Alright, so what I do after I fill in my eyebrows, because some of you are saying, oh, your eyebrows are so full. Yeah, they used to be, but they're not anymore, so I have to fill them back up again. I'm going to use this medium cool brown from, this is from Tarte. Yeah, it's Tarte. It's the Big Ego eyebrow pomade. I like it. It's really nice. It's kind of dense. And basically, I first use the pencil, Anastasia pencil. Most pencils won't work on my eyebrows, but Anastasia's does. And I'm, like I said, testing out some more. So basically, I just take a little bit of the pomade and I enrich the base of it so that it's got, you know, sort of a nice solid base near the skin. Or not near the skin, on the skin. Then I'm going to take, today I'm going to use something a little different. This is from Lime Crime. This is a little, it's like a little brow pen, and I'm able to go in there and just, I need a little bit of a mirror. I'm able to go in there and just paint in some of the individual hairs so that it looks more realistic up close. And so that's what I do to kind of give it a realistic effect, that it looks like your brow hairs. So this is like 4 things on my brows, you guys. I don't do this all the time, but I do it when I need to do a full look. And it's got a little bit of a medium brown tint to it. And basically, you know, it's a brow gel with a tint. And it just makes it look nicely polished and combs it through, and you could, you know, get kind of the finished look. Okay, so I'm going to move to the soft ochre from MAC as my base. It's going to be my eyeshadow base, just for the eyeshadow to be able to stick. Here's the eyeshadow palette. It's called Baroque. I love the packaging. I think it's so pretty. It gives you a feeling, you know. And these are the colors inside. Now, when we're talking cool tones, these are really, really cool tones. And this one has a little bit of a lavender to it, you know, and champagne and a light color there. But the light color is in matte, which I think is kind of neat. But I think this is, to me, screaming an obvious, really smoldery look. I think I'm going to start with this lavender here. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it, but I don't think it's anything serious. Taking a bit onto my brush and tapping off. And I'm just going to give it a bit of a wash. I just wash these brushes so they're a little stiffened up. Alright. And working lightly, see when it kind of grips onto that base a little bit, but as long as you're moving over it a few times and lightly kind of running your brush over, it should blend out pretty easily. I'm going to take my Scott Barnes brush. This is brush number 61. There's no brush I've ever seen like it. It's kind of like a half moon shape. I'll show it to you. And it is unique in its design and in its shape. That same color that I put on and build into the darker tones. So half and half, 3/4, full out, and you'll see it build. I'll just build it slow. And I'm just going to lightly create a bit of a crease shape by using a windshield wiper, blah, blah, blah. Everybody says that on YouTube. Motion. But I'm building it up. Instead of building it out this way, I'm building it higher into this part of my crease between Grand and Stunner. These dark, deep shades. And I'm building in the most dark, deep crevice depth right here. When you open your eyes, you can't really see it, but it's going to build depth. And again, I don't want to pull this out. I want to pull this up today and deep, up and deep. So because I've been building for a little while, what I want to do is just blend these together so they kind of marry together a little bit. Just take a clean white, or clean, doesn't matter what color, clean fluffy brush, and just go over it and work it all together so that it's nicely moved together, and it helps to just marry everything so there's no real direct lines anywhere. And people are doing a lot of halo eyes right now. Halo is like dark, dark, and then light in the middle. There's a lot of that going on right now. I'm gonna do like a reduced halo eye, I guess, in a sense, where I'm just gonna spotlight one little area on my lid to bring light. But other than that, it's gonna be pretty smoldery everywhere else. To try these Super Shock shadows from Colourpop as well. This is called Flextarian, and it is for the cheek, but I'm going to put it on my eyelid. And I'm just going to take my finger and tap it into that circle that's kind of been begging for some attention right here. And just so it has a little bit of a reflection of light. I want the majority to be smoldery, but just one little bit of light right here. I got to introduce you guys to this pencil if I haven't before, because it is the most unbelievable pencil I have ever used. This is from Smashbox. It's in color Private. But if anybody has, which almost all of us do, problems with your makeup coming down with pencils, this pencil, for whatever reason, I can blast as much as I want all over the eye. It doesn't move. So Smashbox, you can go online and find it. They have their own website, Smashbox. I think they deliver to both Canada and the US. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of pencil work kind of all over. So I'm going to start on the inner line. Oh, I think it's just got blue in it. It's like a navy. You know what? I love it anyway. I'm going to go with it. This is like a navy. I thought it was a black. It looks black, but it's cool. It's navy. I'm going to put some black liquid liner on, so it'll be fine. And underneath, and smoke this across. Okay, I'm just going to wet this brush just a little bit with water. Just touch it with a bit of water so it doesn't get too flaky under my eyes. And I'm going to take let's try Stunner. It's a really dark gray color in the right corner, this one here. And I just got that water on my brush, and I got a little Colourpop brush set because they were a really good deal and they look cute, so I got them. And I'm going to gently smoke out the bottom lashes, and I'm going to go over top of some of the eyeliner. These lashes from, I heard really good things about the House of Lashes, and so I'm going to give these a try, show you guys the shape of those. To reinforce the contour that we did a little earlier, and I'm going to do some kind of blending of the skin tones together. So I'm just going to use this Tantour contour in Fair, and basically go over it. It's kind of like a creamy powder. It's hard to describe the, you know, the texture of it, but it's softer than the color I used earlier, and it will just give kind of a soft warmth to the edges of the skin. And then I'm going to go in with this bronzer, airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury, and a nice big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to give myself a nice little fluff everywhere to warm the skin. Again, I want to marry this down on my neck because I've got different tones everywhere happening. Behind the ear. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair yet. We're going to figure that out in a minute. So this is the buxom. This is kind of like a pinch cheek color. And then this is sort of more of an apricot-y color, but this is a powder. So what I'm going to do is grab a brush and put on a little bit of blush. These are the Colourpop brush set that I got earlier. Just put blush right sort of where my, you know, upper part of my cheekbone is, and a little bit in the pinched cheek area here. I'm Italian, so I always call it the pinched cheek area because that's all that ever happened to me when I was little, was I had chubby cheeks and they pinched the hell out of them. So that's why I call it pinched cheek area. I put a touch anywhere that the sun hits your face. So I've got like one layer of blush on. That kind of gives sort of a grounding to it. Then I'm going to go in with this one and see it's kind of got a moist cream to powder texture to it, and I'm going to pop that right on the cheek area here, pop it right where the highest part of my cheek, and I'm going to keep it rather high. I'm not going to lift it too jowly, not too low. And that bit of orange kind of picks up the bronzy color in the skin, so I like mixing plums and oranges together. Those two colors work really well. And to top it off, I'm going to go back to plum. So I've got plum, orange, back to plum. I'm going to take the Rare Beauty color Happy. I'm going to put one dot here, and just give it that little touch of oomph right in the front of the cheek. So it looks like you got a bit of fresh air. And all of these steps kind of give your skin layers. It gives it grounding, and it works really, really nicely. So then we're going to go back to this Colourpop that I promised to try later as a highlighter, and I'm just going to get a little highlighter brush. We'll try this little fan brush and try a bit of highlighter into it, and because this is a bit moist, it'll pick up the color better too. So we'll put a little bit on the cheek and maybe on the higher part of the cheekbone up here. Okay, we're almost through, guys. Just hang in there. All right, so I picked out this mini color I got from MAC in this is such a hard word, Beau de la Slay. It's a really pretty plum that looked like something I wanted to try. Oh, it's so pretty. This color gives your lips a statement without being scary, you know? All right. I'm going to go do my hair, something to my hair. I'm going to try to keep it in the Baroque theme, and I'll be right back for the shot. Well, this is kind of what we came up with, you guys, for the final look. I think I might just throw a tiny bit of lip gloss on. This is the Gloss Bomb from Fenty in Fussy, and it's kind of a soft plum color, and I just thought, well, it's really pretty. Just sauce it up a little bit. Well, I hope you guys like it, but more importantly, I hope you guys subscribe, hit the all button, and hang in there with me for this next month as we have 30 women from all walks of life, various expertises, histories, and backgrounds that are going to help get us through this pandemic and deal with every aspect of ourselves, from our skin to our finances to our relationships to our physical health every possible arena, even spiritual. I have tried to find ladies that can handle that aspect. Nutrition, everything. So hang in there with me, and might be a little while till I do their makeup, but I think it's worth it, because I think this month is going to be life-changing, and I don't say that lightly. I know it will be for me, talking to these women, getting to know these women, none of who I know, but many I've read about, and some I'm reading their books as fast as I can so that I can parlay all this to you guys and really join us together as a society, as women, Mother Earth. Let's keep it together, you guys, for our families, and see if we can't use this wisdom to push us forward. And I love you guys all. So get ready. It's starting next week, and it's going to be epic. Bye for now. See ya.